Okay, just give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Good morning, Mr. Ramirez.
Good morning.
Could you please spell and state your name for the record?
Robert Ramirez, R-A-M-I-R-E-Z.
Thank you. And how old are you, Mr. Ramirez?
26.
And are you married?
Yes.
And do you have any children?
I have one son.
Do you enjoy physical activities with your son?
I used to play quite a bit, play sports and basketball, throw the baseball back and forth, that kind of thing.
No, you say you used to. Are you still able to do these activities with your son?
Not very well, no.
And how about your job? What do you do for a living?
I was hanging sheetrock for a long time, working in the construction industry.
That's pretty heavy, serious manual labor, correct?
Yeah, lifting a lot of sheets of sheetrock and putting them up on walls, ceilings, that kind of thing.
So it takes a significant amount of strength to do it.
Oh yeah, a lot of stamina.
And now you say you're not able to perform your job as you used to.
Right.
And why is that?
I had an injury, and that prevents me from really moving my arm as fully as I used to, and it's really reduced my stamina a lot.
Well, let's talk about that injury. Let's go back to the night of December 6th, 1997. Do you remember that night?
Yes, very well.
What did you do on that evening?
It started out where it was a Friday night, and after work I was hanging out at a friend's house. His kids were there, and another friend of mine were there. Just the two friends and I were watching the basketball game on TV.
Nice. And who won the game?
I believe the Bulls did.
And what did you do after the game was over?
We played rummy for a little while.
And did you have anything to drink while you were at your friend's house?
We had a 6-pack of beer drinks.
So you each had about 2 beers each?
Something like that, yeah.
So after you finished playing cards, after you finished watching the game, what did you do next?
We went to a bar near my friend's house and hung out there for a little bit.
Did you have anything to drink there?
Yeah.
So after you were at that bar, what did you do next?
After a while, we went to another bar that we thought would be a little bit nicer.
And did you have anything to drink there?
Yes, I did.
So you had a few drinks over the evening?
Yeah.
What did you do after you left the second bar?
Well, we were talking about sports, and we all played in the same softball league. So we went to a nearby park, and we started racing each other to see who was the fastest and stuff.
And who won?
I think I won most of them.
So you were really in top physical shape.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what happened after you finished racing?
Well, we hung out at the park for maybe a couple hours, something like that, and then we headed back to my friend's house.
And after you arrived at your friend's house, what happened next?
I got my car and started driving home.
And did you arrive home safely that night?
No.
And what happened when you were driving home?
Well, everything was going all right until I got almost all the way home and came across this car that was just going really, really slow, just like blocking the street and just creeping along.
Did you try to go around this car?
Yeah, I tried to, and it swerved and got in my way, so I couldn't pass it.
Did you put on your blinker?
Yeah.
So the person driving the car clearly should have known that you wanted to pass.
Oh yeah, I honked my horn, and I was right behind them. My headlights were on.
So did you ever get to pass?
No, I tried again to pass them, and again they kind of got in my way and wouldn't let me get by.
Did they ever pull over to the side of the road to let you pass?
After a few minutes, they finally pulled over, and I pulled alongside of them.
And when you pulled alongside of them, did you just keep going?
No, I rolled in my window and started yelling at them and telling them that idiot drivers like that shouldn't be on the road, and doesn't know how to drive, don't get in his car.
And what did the other driver do?
He actually stepped out of his car and started yelling back at me.
Did you hear anything that he was yelling?
No, I was just yelling. I don't know what he was saying.
So the words that he said to you were completely unclear?
Yeah.
Did you see anyone else in the car with him?
Yeah, there was a guy in the passenger seat, or somebody, yeah.
So the driver got out of his car, is that correct?
Right.
And did you ever get out of your car?
Yeah, at that point I stopped my car and got out and, started yelling at this guy.
And what did you yell at him?
I told him that if he doesn't know how to drive, he shouldn't be driving, and it's idiot drivers like him that make Chicago a bad place to drive. Did
you ever approach each other?
Yeah, we got pretty close.
And did he say anything to you?
He was just yelling stuff and saying, get back in my car and drive off.
So you did understand him when he said, get back in my car and drive off?
Yeah, I got the gist of it, yeah.
But you never understood anything else that he said to you?
No.
And after he said to keep moving, what happened?
Well, we were standing there kind of yelling at each other a little bit, and then he just lit out and hit me on the side of my face.
So he just slapped you in the face?
Yeah, it was like a punch. He just hit me.
And what did you do in response?
I was kind of surprised. I hit him back.
You hit him back.
Yeah.
And after you hit him back, what happened between you two?
Well, and then it was on, and we just started exchanging blows and kind of wrestling with each other.
So you were exchanging blows. Where were you in position of the cars at that point?
Well, I kind of moved into him, and we kind of went up against his car at that point, and we were just kind of struggling up against his car and wrestling, squirming around.
And at this time, did you see the partner or the other man that was in the car at all?
I remember seeing him. I looked over at the car. I remember seeing him through the windows, sitting there at one point.
Did you get any good shots in the driver, on the driver?
Not really. He actually hit me. I think it was when I was looking in the car. Hit me unexpectedly, and I fell down to the ground.
So you fell down on your back?
Yes.
And while you were on your back, what happened next?
Well, the guy I was fighting, he kind of pinned me down with his knee and kind of kept me from getting up.
And did he say anything to you?
Yeah, at that point he said, "Hey, I'm a police officer."
Was this the first time you had ever heard him say that he was a police officer?
Yeah.
The first time that you'd ever made it clear to you that he was a peace officer?
Oh, yeah. He didn't even look like one or anything. No uniform or nothing.
The car was not marked?
No.
He was not in uniform?
No.
Was he carrying a weapon?
I didn't see any. No.
And as soon as he told you that he was a police officer, what did you do?
I just stopped. I said, "Hey, show me your ID," and just stopped fighting.
So immediately as you found out as a police officer, you immediately cooperated and stopped fighting?
Yeah. If he was a cop, I didn't want to get in trouble or anything.
Okay. And after you told him that you wanted to see some ID, what happened next?
He got up, and so I started to get up.
And when you started to get up, what happened?
Well, as I was getting up, I saw, like a pair of shoes next to me, and I guess it was the other guy in the car had gotten out or something, and I was starting to get up, and I felt this like somebody kicked me in the back, just this sharp pain.
And Mr. Ramirez, was it a kick in the back?
No, it wasn't.
What was it exactly?
I was actually shot in the back.
You were shot in the back?
Yes.
Now, so what happened after you were shot in the back?
Well, I looked around, saw this other guy standing behind me, and I was like, "Dude, why did you kick me?"
And what happened after that?
And then everything went black.
And what is the next thing you remember?
I remember lying in the road or something and hearing some voices, and they were saying, "What should we do with this guy? Should we just leave him here?"
And what was the next thing you remember after that?
After that, I woke up. I guess I was in the hospital. Just a bunch of people around me, working on something.
How long were you in the hospital?
It was about 2 months.
2 months. And you were very seriously injured.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember if the bullet was inside your body or if it went straight through?
Yeah, it lodged in my body right up next to my heart. It was really close.
Did you suffer any broken bones from the gunshot?
Yeah, my collarbone was broken.
So as a result of your collarbone being broken, was there any problem performing your job as you used to?
Well, yeah, I was in the hospital for quite a while, and just with the damage inside, next to my heart and punctured my lung and stuff, I didn't have the same stamina, and I didn't have the same range of movement, and I still had bullet fragments in there.
So are you still able to perform your job well?
No, not at all.
So you would say that the level of your work has increased severely?
It decreased severely.
Okay. Thank you. It decreased severely. And how about your sports activities that you were very involved in? Have you still been able to do those?
Oh no, I had to give up the softball league. I really can't play basketball. I'm just very light a little bit, but not much.
So basically everything in your personal life has suffered.
Right.
Now, in your work, you often use knives, correct?
We use a utility knife to cut a sheet rock.
Now, a utility knife, is that the same as kind of a folding jackknife?
No, it's a whole different thing.
You also fish as well, is that correct?
Yes.
And do you ever use type of a folding jackknife for fishing?
No, I use a scaling knife, but it's not a jackknife, no.
Have you seen the knife that has been admitted into evidence against you? And have you ever seen that knife before?
No.
Do you ever own any knife that's similar to that?
No, I never really owned a jackknife, but I just like a utility knife.
So you've never seen that knife before?
No.
Now, Mr. Ramirez, one final question. Are you predominantly right-handed or predominantly left-handed?
Left-handed. Been left-handed my whole life.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.